Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another batch of new comic book reviews. So I'm going through everything I bought in the last few months, and these are books that are still on the shelf, or should be. Anyway, I usually try to get a Marvel, a DC, and an independent. I think I did that this time around, or did I do 3 DCs and a Marvel? Either way, we got Negan, we got Thor, we've got a couple others, so kick back, relax, let's get this party started. So I actually didn't know what this was when it first came out. I thought it was like a retelling of the origin story that they did a while back. I had no idea they were doing a new Walking Dead story. So you have Robert Kirkman on the writing again, and he has a little afterword where he talks about this, and he's like, they originally had planned to kill off Negan, so he's very happy they didn't. I like this because we do kind of get a new story. Just because the whole Rick Grimes storyline was told does not mean everything went back to normal. We do have other characters to follow, and I appreciate that. So we meet Negan, and he is praying. He's actually calling himself crazy because he's talking to a buried baseball bat. This is Lucille's grave. Not his wife, Lucille, the baseball bat, who, of course, to him represents Lucille. And while he's doing that, this girl comes up. And she's, this little cutie blonde, and she starts talking to him, and he's listening, talking to her back, of course. And all of a sudden, she gets a little bit too flirty, and he's like, okay, where are they? Because, she's young, and as he says, I am old as F, and you expect me to believe you're all into me without hesitation or anything? And, of course, they do attack him. Now, this is 100% a character piece. There's no real plot to it. There's no real action in it up until the end where, of course, like I said, he meets the girl's friends and everything. This is all about, do you like this character of Negan, and can Negan carry a book? Now, after the war with Negan, of course, they started charming him up. He's making him a character that you can actually like. Some people believe Negan didn't do nothing. So I really do believe this was a book years in the making. I really do. And I think it came off pretty well. I liked following this character around. Yeah, he's tough and he's rough and he's willing to do evil things to evil people or good people if it just means that he'll stay alive. And the people he cares about stays alive, mostly himself. I like this kind of character. This is pure 1980s character here. The kind of Dirty Harry if he had survived the zombie apocalypse. And in all honesty, I think the comic book community, we need that kind of thing right now. Joker and Harley, Criminal Insanity Secret Files. So I am digging on the Joker and Harley story. I really am. I'm loving it. I like the fact that we're seeing an actual criminal psychologist, Harley Quinn, going after the Joker. And at first I thought, okay, what are they doing here? Are they going to have... is this a cat and mouse thing? Are they going to have the romance? Are they going to have this thing? I'm thinking, wait a second, what if they do? Because I thought they were just going to tell a story about a person who's trying to get the bad guy. But what if she starts to fall in love with him? What if she starts actually telling the story? Is that... Because I didn't read any previews. I don't do that. I don't like spoilers. So I go through these every little bit. And what we got here is all the little notes that she's making about not just the Joker, but all sorts of criminals. I think there's even the Calendar Man and such like this in here. So it's not just notes on the Joker. You are getting notes on a whole bunch of people. At first I was like, really? Okay, I did not... Ragman right here. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was a little disappointed at first because it wasn't the story. I just saw Joker Harley and picked it up. But in the end, I really enjoyed it. I gotta tell you, this was a very interesting book to pick up if you are following Joker and Harley already. If you're not, I don't think that this is going to change your mind. I really don't. If you were like, oh, I don't like Joker and Harley, it's not my thing, this is not the book that's going to change your mind about that. But if you are, I think there's enough here to enjoy. Plunge, number 5. So I occasionally bring Plunge up and do a review about it where I talk about how great it is, how wonderful it is. Actually, I do believe in the first couple issues I was a little more standoffish towards the thing. I actually was ready to drop it, and then I read issue like 2 or 3, and I was like, oh, nope, I'm in. This has got me. We're good now, and it's been that way ever since. Each issue seems to be better than the last, and by that I will explain myself here. When you're telling a story, of course, if you've got a good book on your hands, what they're going to be doing is every issue should be ratcheting the tension, and that's what they're doing here. You get a holy crap moment in every issue where you just realize that they did move the story forward. They made what you thought was a villainous alien more villainous and more alien. Everything is being advanced here, and I'm digging on it. It really is a good horror story. The Joe Hill titles, except for the Lolo Woods, the Joe Hill titles are pretty damn good anyway. Any one of them that you're going to pick up, I think you're going to enjoy. This is my favorite of them. This is the one that resonated with me. Although I know a lot of people with Basket Full of Heads is their favorite. In this case, they have talked to the people, the little alien bugs, and they said that they need somebody from this crew to dive down to a submarine and get something so they can actually leave the planet. And they're telling everybody, well, we'll leave the planet. The captain of the ship, however, doesn't trust them to save their lives. And it's a situation. Do you trust them? Do you not trust them? Is it going to be one of those things where if you give them what they want, they'll leave you alone? Or will they actually have the ability to take over the planet? And that's where it seems to be rising. That's where it seems to be getting worse and worse. Either way, I enjoy it and I recommend it. Justice League Dark number 24. I gotta tell you, this is another book I was read. I like it enough. It's just when you're looking at a big old stack of comics and you're like, hey, I need to get rid of some of these. I actually chose this one, but then I bought it anyway. And I'm like, why did I choose to get rid of this? This is such a good story. Oh my goodness gracious. It really is. So in this case, you have Zatanna, and she is still, of course, looking to help her father out. Her father even, and you saw it at the beginning where he's burning, is talking about how he seems to have to relive this moment over and over again. His greatest sacrifice is his greatest pain. His most heroic act is now his greatest pain because he just seems to have to keep living it over and over again. Man, I wish X-Men Comics would have this much self-awareness about about Jean Grey. Wouldn't that be nice? Either way, man, I gotta tell you, it's a really good book. Once again, this is something that it's more of a character issue this time around. Granted, she's trying to help her father, and that's the story of it, but mostly we're going from character to character to find out where they're standing as far as things are going right now. It's a good character issue. I still recommend it, and also it's a great jump on point. Thor number 5. So I'm gonna get people mad at me on this one, aren't I? Okay, so I liked Donny Cates' Thor for the first couple of issues, I can say. Issue number 3, I started noticing I'm losing a little bit of interest. Issue number 4, okay, it's fine, I'm still going. Issue number 5, I don't know if I want to do this any longer. So the problem I have with issue number 5 is mainly the ending. I don't mind this bit with Thor and Beta Ray, Beta Ray Bill and Sif. I do not mind this part. It's fine. It's when you get to Thor, Galactus, and the darkness. I forget his name here. So anyway, let me cut to the chase. All right, and spoiler alert, by the way, for those of you who haven't read it yet. It really reminds me of a plot that's made by a couple of drunk guys with the creativity of a 5-year-old. Somebody who actually is trying to actually somebody. Well, if Galactus has heralds, who is Galactus the herald of? Oh? Yeah, no. I understand that Galactus is an embodiment. Galactus is something or somebody. But Galactus, I always thought, should never be concerned with humans, whether they be super or not. He should be bigger than that. So, and I don't think that the writers, I don't even think Donny Cates is thinking conceptually, which is the way you should think with Galactus. He's beyond human thought. And I don't see that here. So at the end, when this Dark Thor, whatever he is, comes out and he says, "Oh, Galactus is my herald," I'm like, oh God, really? It's like believing that you could punch out the living tribunal. You shouldn't be able to do it. Galactus is Galactus. It doesn't mean he has he's a herald to somebody. I don't know. Once again, like I said, it seems like it seems like a decision that you made while saying, well, actually, while drunk. I did not care for it, and that's why, of course, I titled the thing Thor is Dying, because since the second issue, this title has been going down, in my opinion. All right, and as usual, I've lined the covers up from favorite to least to do a little summary here, and I've got to say, I like The Walking Dead, and now I like Negan Lives, and I'm going to be following it. Also, Plunge is second place. I've been enjoying this since issue number 1. I'm glad to see it's getting better with every issue. That's hard to do. Justice League Dark reminded me that this is not the Justice League to get rid of. The original, if you saw my review for that, you know that was crap. Justice League Dark is good. Joker Harley, did not expect anything from it, and it ended up being quite an interesting read. I think you'll like it if you are reading the story. Thor, on the other hand, I'm losing interest in. I'm sorry, but it's just seems to be doing more damage than good, in my opinion, about Thor and the Marvel Universe. But that's my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, click on one of the ones that are coming up around you right here. And don't forget to go on over to Patreon or Ko-Fi and help the channel out. And click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell, do all that kind of stuff. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.